Hi angels, welcome back to my channel. We're finally back on camera. I love that for us. So today's tarot video or pick a card is going to be your dark and unfiltered power and energy that you need to tap into. Please subscribe, like and comment. Check the description if you would like to book anything. So pile 1, you are the crow. Pile 2, you are the Ouija board. And pile 3, you are this like dark feminine. Okay, pile 1, you are the Knight of Swords, which is this like raven, crow. Let's go ahead and see what your dark and unfiltered energy is. So I am hearing spellcaster, I'm hearing for some shapeshifter, okay, but I feel like your energy or your like dark power is to cast spells or to really like manifest. And I'm seeing deities like Zeus come in, or like you have a power that is linked towards the sky and the air element, okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I feel like, wow, yeah, you are a messenger. Wow, it's giving like I am seeing my vision, right? Like Hedwig the elf from Harry Potter. You know how he like delivers messages? Well, your dark power, whether it was in like this life, you have obviously access to it, but in a past life, I feel like you were this messenger. I don't know if you had a past life as like a hitman, or maybe you have, who knows, right? Because sometimes we can live like some crazy ass lives, but I feel like you was someone, or you even had like an entity around you that summons, okay, summons spirits, summons demons, deities, right? You are a channeler, and the way that you use this energy is in many different forms. So again, it could be through spellcast, so people would hit you up or call you up in a past life, right, and ask you to perform a spell. I even see like a medicine man here, okay. For others of you, you are a messenger. So you, again, in this life, you could be a tarot reader, you could be someone that delivers just messages, or you help people really even like get their vengeance, right? Because I'm seeing someone that like performs spells for people, especially like for like vengeance or baneful, or you know, things that are a bit darker and that are a bit unfiltered. Some of you, I hate to say, but I am seeing like black magic. Now, you know, I know some people are like, oh hell no, right? But your dark energy is that. It is to like do the work that people don't want to do. What there was something else as well, right? Messenger. It's almost as if like you have access to the crows here. I believe his name is Odin, I'm not too sure, but it's almost as if like you have this spiritual ally in this world, right? Whether it is through birds, owls, I even see snakes here for some of you, right? But it seems more like the sky is very prominent, okay, for you. It's almost like you're like a darker Hercules, honestly. It's like you have this power, but you're living in a mundane life, right? But you are someone that would help people really see truth. You would help people really like, again, I'm hearing like the devil's work. You're just that person that does the shit that nobody else wants to do. I hate to say it, okay? That is just what it is. That is your power, baby. Own it. Own it. That is who you are. You're someone that does the dirty work. Like, and some people may see this as very low. Some people may see this as like, what the fuck, right? Like, who do you think you are? Like, you shouldn't do witchcraft, it's bad, like whatever, right? But you do the dirty work, you do the shit that needs to be done, and this is your power. This is your power, and this should be used. You have like such spiritual authority, right? And this is like the Knight of Swords, right? So it's not even the King of Swords, but it's like you have access to this power. And it's almost as if like even like some of you have had past lives where you've passed over and you've become a guardian angel or a guardian demon for someone. Like, you are someone that, even though does terrible shit. And I don't mean like terrible shit to other people, but it's again, it's like you do like the devil's work a little bit, or what people see as bad, right? It's not really bad, but whatever. People have their own perception of you. Regardless of that, you still have this moral code. And I even see like a bit of like angel energy coming through here, where it's like you, like even though what you do is deemed as bad, like the angels see you as good, or like you have still a balance of scales, right? It's like, don't judge a book behind its cover. And again, if you've worked with archangels, you know that they're not just like this love and light soft being. Like they will hold you accountable, they will make you own up to your shit, and this is who you are through and through. Okay, magic is in your blood. Now I'm hearing like frequencies could be something that is very prominent for you, or you just have access to that frequency and wave of the air. There is something about the sky for you here, okay? And what is this card? Lemuria, returns, earthly, spirituality, community, ocean, okay? You see like light and dark for some of you. Some of you in this life, you are the balance between the heaven and the underworld. Okay, again, you are a messenger, you are a channeler, you are here as an external party to help people, okay, to help yourself as well, but mainly to help people. So you could have even had like, again, a lot of ancient lives of being different deities or being around different like energies and entities, right? You're not just like light, or you're not just of the air, you are of the sea as well, right? Atlantis, starseed energy, like you have a lot of ancient knowledge, you have access to a lot of stuff here. So what is this dark power that you need to tap into? How is this going to help you in this life? It is going to help you connect with your community, because I almost just see, right? It's like you are so like needed in this world. You are like, if you are not spiritual, this is not your power, by the way. But I'm saying like you are so needed in this world, right? You are someone that people really look up to, people really need. It's almost as like you are going to meet like a soul family, soul tribe, maybe even a cult for some of you. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like, you know how in the government they have different leaders for different things. You are seen as like such a high ranking spiritual leader, or you could be in this life, right? You have this like such authority over you, and it's almost like it's kind of intimidating when I'm saying it, right? It just feels like your purpose is far greater than you think. You're not supposed to be like someone who is even connected to a lot of people right now, because you're doing a lot of this soul healing work. But I almost just feel like, listen, you are supposed to be alone right now to connect with your power, because your power helps communities. You are someone that is like very much needed right now, okay? So let's take a look. Teaches astrology, the virtues of the stars and the houses of the planets, and how to understand them. Transforms men with dignities, finds favors with friends and foes. The Hierophant. So you are like a very, again, you are like I said, like you are you're like a very big and strong spiritual leader, okay? You are someone that is supposed to do some important work in this life, not just through your own community and like helping others, but I also see like through like, again, the government or like the system. You are here to be a chain breaker. You are someone here that is supposed to I hate to say it, but kind of live a life for others. Now I am being shown here, okay, maybe like a karmic past life where you were really chained down, or you I don't know how to explain this other than I feel like for your part, I don't know how to explain nothing. Okay, I just feel like a bit frazzled with your energy, but I feel as though you are supposed to be, you are someone who was chained down, right, in a community, or you did something that was bad. And I almost see like you could have been privy to like an entity or something, or you are even like a spiritual slave to someone, right? I don't know too much about that darker energy, but what I'm being shown in my vision is like a dungeons, like you are here to serve someone that was higher than you. And I feel like you have come to earth to do a lot of spiritual fucking work, because you are supposed to work either with this entity, okay? I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name, Arias, for some of you, okay? And now that I think about it, it looks like he is beheading this beast, right? So it's almost as if like you are, again, like a spiritual ally, spiritual spy here. You are here to help and deliver the knowledge that is needed because of the karmic stuff that you did in the past, okay? You have chosen a spiritual path. Like I said, like you are spiritual leaders, you are spiritual teachers. You are supposed to be so connected to the earth and the elements. You're supposed to help other people rise, okay? Where maybe you took advantage of people in this past life, or again, you made some kind of pact in a past life with a demon or an entity. You are supposed to live this life to help others, and that is how I am perceiving it and how I can really explain it at this time, okay? Now, I feel like, again, explaining things to you has been very hard. Some of you feel very restricted, okay? Or you feel as though like sometimes it's very hard to channel. I am seeing the wind can really help you connect here. And I see as though like you, like the way my hair pulled out then, there's something about like hair falling out, or your crown chakra that has a lot of connectivity. And when you are feeling confused, you need to connect with your upper senses, okay, is what they're saying. And I'm almost seeing like sometimes your hair, I don't know if it gets like frazzled or you get like these little breakaways, but like I'm seeing like Albert Einstein type of crazy hair. When you channel, your hair goes all static and weird. Or this is also what happens when you have your guardian demon around you as well, or the entity that you are really helping really bring and make changes or bring something to light, okay? Oh, and I'm also hearing like you may also have this particular demon or entity to your knowledge as well. Again, I don't want to disrespect anyone here, but I do see as though like they are also here to help you. Maybe working with like a demon or a deity, specifically Arias here, can really help you with astrology, and again the houses, the stars, making and connecting with a community. What I am hearing is that while a part of your spiritual work here is to connect with others and help be this messenger, you also are supposed to find some kind of fulfillment, some kind of happiness, some kind of connection with relationships, okay? So if you feel like relationships are always fucked over for you, this is because you chose yourself in many past lives. And I feel like maybe connecting and having a slightly more earthly experience alongside your spiritual work will really help you. So let's see these messages. Yeah, you see 9 of Swords, right? Again, this energy of like you being binded. A lot of your dark and spiritual or unfiltered power that you have is to really free yourself from challenges, okay? Again, there is something around your crown and like the air element. And what I'm hearing is that when you feel like you can't channel, you can't speak, or things just feel very rushed even for you, it is because, like, maybe you even have like terrible mental health sometimes. It is because your crown is very blocked. It is because there are a lot of thoughts in your brain that stop you from being able to reach this potential. Not everyone wants you to reach a specific potential here, okay? And I feel like there is something even around like being a star seed here as well, like not always fitting into people around you. It can cause you a lot of stress and anxiety. But I feel like you're with the Four of Pentacles, like your darker power here is about really finding home within yourself. It is about like how you can calm yourself, okay? A part of the energy that you have around channeling energy is about being able to decipher and free yourself from the wounds that have been stopping you, okay? I feel as though like you feel very restricted in this life, and you struggle with maybe authority, or you struggle to keep yourself very grounded sometimes. And I feel as though you need to be working through your energy around home. So maybe the fourth house here as well. Because I feel like it creates obstacles in your life. And your mouth was bounded as well, okay, is what I'm hearing. Your mouth was very bounded. I don't know the direction that this reading is going in, honestly. So, but I feel like maybe this is the spiritual message, right? Just being real and authentic with how you feel. You were binded in a past life. You have so much oppression in this life because you had to sacrifice yourself a lot to help people in the past, or because you were maybe a spiritual slave to other entities and of such, you find it very hard to connect with others, okay? Because you've always had this like lone wolf type of energy. And I feel as though you have really internalized maybe your guilt or your shame or your feelings to not really expressing them, because to you in a past life, you didn't do that, right? You, like for many of you, even if you didn't live a very human past life, you lived on a different plane with different energies and entities. This was just something that you didn't do. So I feel like the connectivity with the ocean here and maybe Atlantis, there is an energy around home, around forgiveness, around maybe not having to connect with others at this time, or needing to forgive yourself and the things that you've gone through and the things that you've been through. And I feel like the only way that you are going to get out of this is by reliving that pain, by honoring it so you can free yourself, okay? That is what they're saying. And I feel like you use this channeled energy here, okay, to maybe even cause some disruption in other people's life. You are someone who has control over the obstacles, okay? Yes. You have control over people's obstacles because in a past life, you were the messenger. You were a person's fate here. If a person came to you and asked you to cast something, you would just cast it. Again, you were someone's fate. You, even when you were like a medicine man, medicine woman, you helped heal people. Like you had people's fate in your hands. And when it comes to your life, that is very hard to navigate for yourself, because it's almost as if you have all the answers to free yourself. You have all the answers, or you have only the healing ability to help free yourself from the mental health or the turmoil that you feel, right? You had that access to that energy, but you find it very hard to relieve that pain, okay? To overlook what you've lost. You find it very hard to connect in this world. And a part of your darker energy is to start doing that, to start building a community. And you're doing that through astrology, through spiritual work. You are helping people connect to themselves. So you could externally be a reader, a channeler, you could be a spellcaster, you could be specifically here we have astrology, or someone who is a spiritual leader and teacher. You are helping people do this again and cross over. You are helping people really connect and find that light within themselves in this life. And you need to do it for yourself as well, okay? Having that access to be able to help yourself as you help others is the dark power that you hold. And you do this in a darker way through using spirituality, through using spell work, through using all these things. You create the empire that you live. That is the access that you have. That was fucking deep, Pearl 1, okay? I love and appreciate you. I will see you in the next one. Okay, Pearl 2, you are the Two of Wands. So let's go ahead and see what your dark and unfiltered power is, okay? So immediately I am seeing a star in the sky. You are, some of you could be starseeds. I don't know why I'm channeling starseeds today, okay? But for others, I do sense a lot of your connectivity right now, or your dark unfiltered power, is to access the unknown. Now, I don't know why, but I don't know if you're Christian or you have some sort of Catholic background, but I do see the three wise men and the star specifically. And it's funny because I saw this girl the other day on live, and she was talking about how the same like story of Jesus being born is relates to like astrology and the houses. So maybe you need to go and look into that, right? But I feel as though your dark power is about communicating with the unknown. You could be a channeler. You could be someone who is into that dark and deep communication. Maybe mediumship for some of you. Maybe just for funsy. I don't know, because I'm seeing someone who just likes dark shit. Maybe you're like a goth, or you like gothic and just like weird stuff. I don't know. I'm seeing a collector here, like someone who likes collectibles, right? Like you collect games, movies. You have a very ancient soul is what I'm hearing. And there's something nostalgic about your path. Now, what I'm actually seeing is these two eyes, okay? And it's funny because I also see these two clouds in my environment right now. There is this like two doorway here situation, but I'm also seeing them show me the eyes, okay? Like between your eyes, your third eye. Your dark and unfiltered power is about communicating with the unknown through manifestation, mediumship, through working with deities. You have access to your dreams. You have access to other planes and other worlds, and maybe you need to start either practicing that more, or this is something where you need to have an open peripheral and perspective over the things that you want, okay? Because I feel as though you have been dabbling in something recently that feels like it's a bit unfulfilling, okay? Or you're waiting on something to really grow for you. And I feel like what they're saying, your dark and unfiltered energy is the power that you have within. It is your personal power. How you perceive things, what you're willing to expand on, what you're willing to be open to, okay? You're very gifted in this life. Farewell to the moon. You see, the moon wants to come out a lot for you. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. So the moon cycles are very prominent for you. Again, it's like you have access to these healing tools. You know how you can use the cycles of the moon to help you heal, help you release stuff. Like you have really shape-shifted, I feel, into this life. You could be a siren as well, or you have access to a lot of that siren energy. But I almost just feel like you have chosen a life of transformation and transmutation as well, is what I'm hearing. You've chosen this life of working on yourself and expanding your dreams to make them possible. And I am seeing your dreams are going to become possible. Whatever it is that you daydream and fantasize about, it is going to come true. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, you got Agares, the Five of Wands. Teaches languages, causes earthquakes, overthrows politicians or clergymen, returns those who have run away. So I feel like in this life, you have had a lot of conflicts with people, or you have conflicts with people around you, okay? And what is funny is the tail on this, like you have something to do with the water here as well. Or I'm seeing it is not a crocodile, is it a reptile? You have access to reptile energy, okay? I don't know what animal that is. Maybe an alligator. Who knows? But you have, I don't know if anyone's watched the Spider-Man, right? Where that green reptile thing takes over the fucking New York or whatever, the whole city, right? Trying to transform its limbs. That is what I'm seeing in my vision. It's almost as if like you have this dark power to regrow yourself at every given take. And I'm also seeing this reflection. You have the reflection of the water. And I am seeing this like underground sewage system, right? It's giving me like a Ninja Turtles as well. I don't know. But yeah, you have this really powerful shapeshifter energy, okay? And I feel as though you create these earthquakes in your life. You create these shifts or these, what are they called? Not tornadoes. In the water, you know, when you get hurricanes. I don't know what the word is. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. But it's almost like you cause these like worldly shifts around you in your current environment. And you do it for yourself. You do it because this is your journey and your path. So I feel like the dark power that you really need to tap into is allowing yourself to be still, to be open with yourself. You need to stop running from who you are. And you need to, instead of hiding yourself away or really like staying quiet on certain things, you know, especially when it comes to family and people, you need to face the pain that you feel. Because when you do that, you can really like transform. And I'm going back to Spider-Man because in that Spider-Man, particularly with the reptile, he just wanted to grow his arm, right? He was missing a limb in real life in his human form. And he didn't deal with that pain. And by not dealing with that pain, it caused a lot of ruckus. It caused a lot of his environment to shift. He ended up becoming the villain and the bad guy, right? And I feel as though the energy here for you is like whatever is going on in your environment right now, you have the power to shift it. You have the power to change it. But I feel like you need to be willing to face yourself. You need to be willing to even understand why it's happening, the wounds and who you are to be able to get new shifts. So I feel as though you need to stop kind of burying your head in the sand a little bit. And you need to go and do some either personal development, or you need to really start honoring and connecting with yourself. And I actually just felt like the realization of who you fucking are and the power that you hold is enough to shift a lot of your shit right now. Okay? Let us see. How can you use this dark power? Yeah, you got to put things, you got to turn things in your favor. You are a very good moral person, or you have a lot of high authority. I am channeling. I hope that these messages resonate because let me tell you, channeling has not been straightforward today, especially for this video. But I feel like I'm channeling this whole new group of people that are about to come to my community. So let me know if you end up being a new person. But I'm seeing like people who have gone from being nothing to having to ask for everything, suddenly starting to get everything that they want. They are becoming the transformation. I don't know who you are, honey, but you are a fucking baddie, okay? You are someone who has fucking access to such power, to such growth. It is time to stop limiting yourself, okay? And I'm getting this energy of like returns those who run away. It's almost as if like you continuously doubt yourself. You continuously make yourself out to be the villain, to not be good enough, or you see yourself in such a degrading way. You see yourself as someone that does not have this power. Okay, you could be someone that wants to do some type of work in justice, or you want to see a lot of karma around you. But are you taking it into your own hands here? Okay. because I almost just feel like your deities, your guides, your entities, they're waiting for you to take something into your own hands. It's time to stand up. It's time to be fearless. Some of you are fearful here, okay? You're fearful of the changes or the power that you could hold. You short breadcrumb yourself way too fucking much, okay? And I am seeing the Hierophant in my vision as well. The Hierophant has been prominent today in all my readings. Okay, so this may be something to do with authority as well, hating authority or wanting to choose your own path here. So yeah, you see, you want to choose your own path, but I feel like the disconnection that you've had to people, the burden that you've always carried from people who have not been shit for you, it's almost as if what they're showing me is like there is a whole new life for you, waiting for you to transform, waiting to show you that love is real, that people are here to support you, but you are not letting yourself transform. You are constantly running away from the same problems. You are holding yourself back or keeping yourself binded. You keep killing yourself or transforming over and over again, death and rebirth cycle, to only end up in the same path because you did not deal with that emotion. And the scales are reminding you that when you cross over to death, your heart better be straightforward. Some of you have had Egyptian past lives. Maybe Anubis is coming through a little bit here as well. Okay, the scales of Mart as well. The heart versus the feather, what weighs heavier? In Egyptian time period, right? They could not cross over if their heart wasn't pure, if their heart wasn't healed, or they were bad people. It was seen as like, I'm sure that there is something around Sekhmet as well. I can't really think clearly today, and I definitely can't remember exact knowledge, so, you know, bear with me a second. But I'm sure that there was something about, like, if someone if someone had done something morally wrong, Sekhmet would literally devour those people and those enemies, right? Or there would be like no harvest, there would be no food. It's like if you did not follow or abide by the fucking laws, right? If you did not abide by a good life or live a good life, you did not eat or you did not receive, right? But I feel as though there is, it's almost like a balance, right? You need to start seeing your life in a new and expansive way. You need to start realizing that you are going to meet new people, that you're deserving of love. You are worthy of having the right supportive people around you, right? I do see a bit of Taurus energy here, and I'm also seeing or sensing the bull here as well, okay? So maybe like you're a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you have like a very stubborn emotions here as well, right? Is what I'm seeing. Taurus moon. But I feel as though it's like a balance, right? A balance of good and maybe bad or evil, right? Where you need to allow yourself to be able to start receiving this love and this high vibration around you. But you also need to stop thinking that just because people have done you wrong, that you can't get karma, or you can't really grow from them, right? You have to live this like terrible and bad life. Like, no, if people have fucked you over, you have every right to send that karma back, or you have every right to relive your truth, right? And you can't be scared of what people are going to say. You can't bury your head in the sand or stay quiet on situations. You have to be willing to, go with what is right, to be seen, to allow yourself to expand here. Because the energy here for you is about growth. If you want growth out of your situation, the only person that is going to make it happen is you. How you do that, how you see or you perceive morals and values, that is your own business. But when it comes to this energy, you are fruitful of having a good life and good people. You are so able to have people that are allies in your life, spiritual allies. So I feel like your dark power that you need to tap into is this shapeshifter expansion. You need to be willing to see your life in a new way, to not just heal and grow towards your situation, to expand from your situation, to break down the barriers, right? And the only way you can break down these barriers or these conflicts, these dramas, maybe even competition with others, right, is to finally heal that wound within yourself first, because see that you are worthy of more in your life. I love and appreciate you, Pearl 2. I hope that was helpful. Okay, Pearl 3. I don't know if this is the death card or this is the devil card. Who knows, right? I think it could be the death card, right? Because she's holding death's axe, okay? But I feel like your dark and unfiltered power is about making some kind of breakthrough, okay? You have that succubus, incubus type of energy, okay? You have access to vampirism. You have access to taking what you want. It is not a shapeshifter. You are someone who can mask energy, though. There is a name for it, but I am seeing someone who can just, like, I guess it is vampirism, right? You can take the nutrients that you need, or you can take things from people. I feel like you could have in a past life been someone's ghost, or like I'm seeing a haunted house here, or someone that like spiritually travels between planes, so astral projection as well, okay? Walk in the astral plane. I am seeing this energy of death here as well, okay? Almost like how death can walk, and like death can just appear and come up for anyone that is ready to die, right? I almost feel like you have access to this dark power where you can go and access people's dreams. You can take what it is that you want, like even just like through your manifestations and your dreams. Like you are someone that can walk the spiritual plane. So I don't know if you do that already. Experiments, manipulation or nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, arrogance. You see, you are death. So take that how it resonates, but you have access to this deathly kind of plane, right? You help souls cross over, or you can help yourself cross over through realities, through changes in life. Coral's wisdom, works that are created over strong periods of time. Again, it's like you can manipulate energy very fucking well. And I feel as though your spiritual, your dark and unfiltered power should be used in rituals. It should be used to take back your power from people. But again, you can use it in so many and various different ways. I am seeing you are someone, okay, you have a past life where you were abandoned here, okay? So I don't know if you have an abandonment wound. I do see a bit of like Ariel, right? So maybe Atlantis as well, which has been coming up through other readings. But I feel as though you were kind of left behind in a past life, or you were abandoned, and maybe you've had this abandonment wound through the ages. But I feel as though it's almost as if, like, I see that like in past lives you died of like very like horrible stuff, right? Like the plague. I'm seeing someone with this like white sickness, okay? Like you got really like sick in a past life and you crossed over. And I'm even seeing like you've had past lives where you were a child and you died very young, okay? Like unfortunate circumstances, you died. And this is why I'm seeing like your past life of a ghost, or like, you know, you were always just like seeing through the mirror. And you know what is funny, and I forgot to mention before I even started your video, when I looked at this card, all of a sudden all I heard was like spyglass, okay? Like a mirror, like a looking mirror. So like mirror magic, okay? But also like self-concept work could be something that you're drawn to in this life. you lived like such a terrible life, and I feel as though like it's almost as if like death was your companion here. So, and even like if we're looking at this energy as vampirism, right? Vampires, what do? They end up in coffins, you know, or that like they're half dead, half awake. This is your energy. You are this half dead, half awakened energy, and you are able to access a lot of spiritual knowledge. You have, for many people around you as well. I do see like soulmates, like even for your parents, maybe you don't even know this, but for your parents, you were like spiritual guides or angels, or you know, like even just like people who used to watch over others. You are like supposed to be in the spiritual plane, right? So let's go ahead and see what else this energy is, because how are you supposed to use this? There are many different ways. Okay, so the Five of Swords. Wow, the five wants to come out quite a lot. We also have the Temperance here. So you have Sabnok. Builds high towers, castles, and cities, afflicts men for many days with wounds full of rotten maggots. You see, so this could have been like an entity that you had as well, right? In a past life. Some of you were spiritually haunted as well. This could have been your demon that spiritually haunted you. Could have been for some of you. But I feel as though the so what I'm seeing, right, this conflict or this kind of illness, it doesn't mean that you're going to die young in this lifetime, but I feel as though this dark and unfiltered energy and power that is within you is these spiritual wounds. That is how it's manifested in this life, okay? You have had spiritual wounds here where like you've had a lot of conflicts within you, arguments with people, you have constantly had to let go of people or let go of circumstances. You are constantly in death and transformation, okay? So you may have dedicated, or you dedicate your life today to really, you know, continuously ending and healing things. Now this is your power, because you can use this to rid conflicts in your life. You can use this to, again, like if someone comes at you with conflict, you are able to build up people and tear them down, okay? Again, afflicts men for days with wounds full of rotten maggots. You can really like fuck up enemies here. And this is what I'm saying. Your dark power that maybe you want to tap into is maybe a bit of manipulation, or using your spiritual gifts to help rid things from your life, okay? But I feel like however you choose to use it, you don't have to use it through manipulation or something negative, right? You don't have to. But it's like, again, you are able to bring things to your life now. This feeling of loss is what I'm seeing from the gods' perspective, right? I even see like a bit of Zeus here today, right? But just from the gods, like maybe even Hades a little bit, right? But I feel like from like the death gods particularly, it was such a terrible thing that you had to keep going through that it's almost as if it feels like the gods kind of inflicted this kind of gift onto you, right? Some of you work with the dead, okay? You a mediumship or necromancy here. Yeah. But I feel as though, I was going to say necromancy and I was going to say Hecate here as well. But I feel as though you don't necessarily honor the dead, okay? You can use necromancy, obviously, to use spirits to your bidding. But I feel as though you don't typically mourn the dead. I mean, you may have a calling to like graveyards and like you feel sorry for spirits, but again, I feel like you don't necessarily mourn them physically, or you don't honor them physically, okay? I am seeing the mouth here. You take life is what I'm seeing, right? So if you are going to use necromancy, then I feel like you use spirits or demons to your bidding. Again, maybe there are a lot of demons or entities that want to work with you as well, because you can almost like open up this channel or this gateway. But I feel as though you use your powers to take things rather than to give. And that is just your darker power, honey, right? That doesn't mean that you are a terrible person, because remember, we have light energy as well. But when we're looking at your, yeah, I feel this. When we're looking at your darker energy, it feels like you do this because of the wounds that you have afflicted. Again, the gods felt almost sorry for you because it was a constant death cycle in a past life. And I feel like you have gone through trauma in this life. You have been abandoned again, or you have been left out in the cold by people again. And again, the Queen of Swords, but do you see how almost like this necklace that she's wearing kind of reminds me of a heart? I'm also like kind of channeling the Empress here as well, but it's almost just like this feeling of never really having a home. Some of you grew up in care as well, or again, you don't know your parents, you don't really know your ancestry as well. But I feel as though because you are this like a mourning child in a sense, it's like you can create a life of happiness and freedom through your creativity. Like the energy of like you can make pigs fly, right? And it's almost as if like you can just manifest what you want, you can take what you want, because you've been through so much of that apparel, right? So much of that darkness within. But I do feel like you may also heal this, okay? The Queen of Swords as well. So it's almost as if sometimes you feel conflicted between your energy. You don't really, because you know what it is? I feel like it's giving like, you know how in like Ariel, right? Ariel, right? She ends up going to Earth and she realizes, or like maybe Tangled as well, she realizes that like people are not bad, the world is not a scary place, or you know, humans can be quite soft and innocent. I almost feel like you have a battle between your mind and your heart a little bit when it comes to your energy, about whether you should use this darker energy that you know you have access to, that you know is very powerful, because it's almost like you've grown some kind of love for people or humans, right? Because honestly, I feel like you're not really human. You've grown this like sorrow and this pittiness, and I feel like it creates like conflicts in you because you don't know whether you should use that or not. I feel like my phone's about to die, I'm not gonna lie. I apologize, pile 3, my phone did absolutely die, and I did not have enough time to plug it in before it did. But we're gonna quickly wrap this up because my phone is on like 2%. But what I was saying here, right, is I feel like right now you are conflicted, maybe over a relationship as well, because you have the 2 of Cups come out, you see. You are conflicted over relationships in this lifetime, maybe with a relationship or a connection now that feeds off of you and feels like it takes from you, okay? And you have a lot of trouble with trust is what I'm feeling. Like you feel very conflicted with this person, right? Because I feel as though you trust people in this life and they let you down. And what I'm hearing is the same way in past lives where you would die from sickness, you die from like betrayal in this life, from like conflict in, you know, this life. You die from things that are more internal now. And you maybe even like fall in love with humans now, right? You fall in love with people that end up abandoning you or end up just causing you a lot of heartache, a lot of conflicts, people that you feel like you can't really trust, right? And I feel as though certain people that come into connection with you, particularly this relationship that you are conflicted about right now, or your last relationship here, is really causing a lot of conflicts within you and is feeding off of you, okay? You have to be very careful of people coming in to feed off of you. And I feel like your dark power is to build up your tree and not others. It's a lesson that you need to learn, because you see, you are constantly in this cycle with people where you let them take from you. You maybe have become a people pleaser, right? And I'm referring to you as like human, because of course that is what you are, but I feel like you're not human, you know. And I feel like to tell you, and maybe like your ancient or your last past life is really connecting with you right now, and you can really like just feel the messages, but I almost just feel like to tell you to not let people take advantage over you. It's almost as if your dark power is about finding that strength, you know, to not be so easily overtaken. Where you are overtaken by sadness, by illnesses, by sickness, things that maybe quote unquote we can't control because we are not death. You are now death in this life, because you have the control to be able to see what takes from you and to rid that from your life. Okay? You are not supposed to allow things to take from you in this life. And in a past life, that was sickness that took your life. In this life, it's maybe your sanity or your feminism, right? Your structure and your authority to yourself. You can't allow things to oppress you, no matter how deeply you feel. But this is always going to be conflicting, okay? This is always going to be taking from you this connection. So you need to do the healing work, and you need to kind of face your demons here a little bit. You need to maybe get your head out of the sand a little bit, and you need to have like an expansive view, the same way you walked a lot of these spiritual paths or spiritual planes, right? Either now or in past lives, like a ghost, right? It's almost as if you need to take your mind or your energy back to that material or like earthly plane. Like I'm seeing like the edge of the earth here, okay? Whatever that means, but it's almost like you need to just take yourself to the spiritual world, and you need to expand your mind, and you need to see things from the spiritual world. Don't see things from this kind of earthly human plane. This is why you have spiritual gifts in this life. This is why you have the energy of death, so you can see past what is an illusion, what is just a pig flying to you. You need to not get so lost in this innocence, right? And that's not to say that you shouldn't have earthly experiences, because you will. Again, a part of this is navigating living your life as well. But I feel like when it comes to building what it is that you want, your career, or building like even a connection in a marriage that is something faithful, you have to learn to not take from yourself. Some of you, I am seeing like twin flame energy as well, the parting of souls here to the body. And again, it's almost like you need to go on this solo journey to find yourself, to find what it means to be you, to be a spiritual teacher, to be a spiritual leader, to be just spiritual in general, or to be a feminist, okay? To work this job that I'm hearing, okay? For some of you want to work just like a normal job, normal life. You just want normal things in life, but you need to like gain your own perception on that, you know? What does it mean to me? You need to get almost between your head and your heart here. You need to kind of get to your voice and what it is that you want, what it is that you're thinking and feeling. And I feel like that is also your third eye, okay? The in-between plane, your crown, okay? Connection between the heaven and the ethers, between our spirit guides, okay? Our ninth chakra. You need to get some kind of realism and connectivity for self, because this is ultimately how you are going to connect with your dark power and use it to your advantage. That is how you're going to find connections that are long lasting, the second that you find yourself, honey, okay? And a part of you, honestly, it's kind of sad, but a part of this like kind of little ghost girl, you know, if we think of ghosts, they always want to walk the spiritual plane, they always want to be human, maybe even like demons and entities here, okay? The infernals, you know how they always say like, oh, like demons are always looking for a soul, right? And that kind of bullshit that they put on us. Maybe for you it's about finding that connectivity and that home within yourself, the same way like a little ghost girl would look to go and find other children to play with, because she feels connected to the world but she can't live in it. Do you know what I mean? So I hope that was helpful, pile 3. This was a bit chaotic, but we love it. I hope that was helpful. I will see you in the next one.